Liberal Viewer presents.
So I'm still getting comments misunderstanding a video I made last April in which I pointed out the constitutional problems with that infamous anti-immigrant law passed in Arizona that promoted racial profiling and violated the federal preemption of national immigration policy, and I still get those comments even though a federal district judge struck down large parts of the law last summer, and even though the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals agreed with that district judge this week, as you can see in a story reported on Fox News by supposedly straight news anchor Shannon Bream beginning in this clip.
A big ruling just coming in on Arizona's new immigration law, SB 1070. You'll remember that one. It expanded the ability of police to check on people's immigration status in certain conditions.
If you read either the district judge's opinion from last summer or, better yet, the Ninth Circuit Court opinion from this week, you'll see one of the court's specific rulings was that this law, quote, requires officers to verify the immigration status of all arrestees before they are released, unquote, which is a lot more than just expanding their ability to check. And to increase the spin further, next Fox News brought on supposedly straight news reporter Trace Gallagher, who not only repeatedly referred to the three-judge panel deciding the case without ever mentioning that two of the three were nominated by Republican presidents, but also actually asserted that stopping this unconstitutional law is somehow a big blow to Arizona, as you can see here.
And Shannon, it's a big blow to Arizona because the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, at least a three-judge panel on the Ninth Circuit Court, has now upheld Judge Susan Bolton's ruling, which really took out some of the most controversial parts of Senate Bill 1070 in Arizona. So now the three-judge panel has said, in essence, agreeing with Judge Bolton that this was overstepping federal authority and that Arizona cannot do that.
Now, not only did Trace Gallagher never mention there that two of the three judges on that panel were nominated by Republican presidents, but he went on in his summary to make sure to mention the Ninth Circuit Court is based in San Francisco, with Shannon Bream adding the additional dig at the court that you can see at the end of this clip.
Again, the headline here, the three-judge panel at the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, based in San Francisco, has now upheld Susan Bolton, the judge in Phoenix, saying that, in fact, key provisions of SB 1070 cannot be enacted into law, Shannon.
All right, we'll be watching. Would be no surprise, of course, if it showed up here in Washington at the Supreme Court, as many Ninth Circuit cases do.
Now, in fact, less than 0.25% of the cases decided by the Ninth Circuit end up at the Supreme Court, but in case that erroneous attack on the court from a supposedly straight news anchor was too subtle for you, Fox News drove it home by bringing on that font of immigration misinformation Lou Dobbs to make plain the false Fox News attack on the Ninth Circuit Court, while the supposedly straight news anchor just nodded along, as you can see here. Any
reaction you have to the Ninth Circuit ruling upholding part of the SB 1070 being ripped out of the law there?
Shannon, it's just as you alluded to. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals is the most reversed appellate court in the country. That is in some measure because it's also the most liberal appellate court in the country, and this was an entirely expected ruling from the partially impaneled Ninth Circuit Court. So I think this is pretty much precisely what most folks had expected.
Now, whether the Ninth Circuit is the most liberal circuit is a value judgment that can't really be fact-checked, though a 2004 Law Review article makes a pretty persuasive case using actual numbers that calling the Ninth Circuit liberal is a myth. But both that article and a more recent one published by the American Bar Association show that Lou Dobbs was dead wrong to say
the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals is the most reversed appellate court in the country.
And the supposedly straight news anchor just nodded along, which leads me to ask, if Fox News had journalistic standards, would it run a correction informing viewers the Ninth Circuit is not the most reversed federal circuit? And given that this latest panel of judges included two Republican nominees and part of their decision was actually unanimous, which was more partisan? The decision of the Ninth Circuit or the reporting of Fox News?
YouTube, you decide.